welcome back?
I said welcome.
I thought you said welcome back.
You need to fix your hearing. Maybe if you took your pen out of your ear, you would have been able to hear me.
I'm trying to get it closer.
You can totally keep that pen now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the last part of this week's series, where we're talking about... We'll get to that. First, allow me to introduce my cohorts this evening. My best friends in gaming.
Sometimes in real life.
Sometimes in real life.
Not all the time.
Not all the time. Not the past 3 days. A lot of arguments going on behind the scenes.
A lot of arguments.
Not arguments, debates.
This best of, it was definitely a challenging best of, to say the least.
I'm joined by my 2 cohorts. First, to my direct left, I have Mr. I'm Wondering himself without the fedora cap. But he did leave that.
I'll do both.
Mr. Peter Anderson.
What's going on, guys?
And to my right across the table from me.
Yeah.
Not my far left anymore, just across the table from me. I have the biggest Zelda fan in the world. If you don't believe me, check out the tattoo of the Triforce on his arm and the Master Sword in his pants. It's Mr. Jeremy Bird.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Biggest Zelda fan in the world coming at you once again.
And I have the most fabulous ponytail in the business. And you son of a bitch.
Because I knew you were going to call me that. He only does everything as well.
Nicholas DeJesus. How's it going tonight, ladies and gentlemen?
And I got you while you were vaping. Win again. So what's your thought?
Here's a thought. EA, if you're going to drop out of E3, now is the time to completely
Die.
fucking just go away.
Just die.
What are your thoughts on the... Okay, so traditionally EA has never really ever brought the game to E3, right?
It has its games, but...
But no, I'm just saying, like, they've never brought their A game to this conference. Then this year they announced, okay, we're not going to be part of the main E3, we're doing our own little thing. Everybody takes that as EA is dropping out, or at least I did. EA is dropping out. EA doesn't want to do E3. EA is starting to represent what E3 really means in the landscape. EA does a press conference all on their own, in their own venue, and it's, for us at least, spoiler, it is not Game of Show. It is the worst fucking conference I have ever seen.
It was the Sony of last year.
Yes.
For us.
Yeah, for us it was the Sony of last year. For you guys it was not the Sony of last year for some reason, I don't understand. But EA was absolutely terrible. Should E3 even fucking come to the table anymore? Should they just have their... I mean, EA. Should EA ever...
That's another topic.
Yeah, that's another topic. Why do we always confuse EA with E3 whenever we do this? Should EA even come to the table anymore? Should they just drop out and just showcase their games alongside other conferences that are going on?
I agree with that.
They don't. They need to smarten up. They need to know that they have the games. They have the people that love them. They just know how to strategize better. Let me explain.
What games? Please tell me what games that they have that people are excited for.
Titanfall 2.
We weren't excited for that until we heard about it.
Still, Battlefield 1. World War 1.
Everybody's unexcited for that. The only reason people are excited for Battlefield 1 is because they're not excited for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Yep.
No, because it takes... All these shooters have been all futuristic. Everything is all future. Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops. All these things, you know. But now you're scaling it back in the day when it was World War I, trench warfare. EA is doing something very interesting, especially with DICE, you know, them bringing it back, saying we can have fun in World War I. And I just think that sounded terrible.
We can have fun in World War I.
That could sound
that sounded absolutely terrible. But, I mean, okay, so Titanfall, not on that list. Mass Effect Andromeda showed me nothing about it.
Yes, but that's what they should have done. They should have showed some gameplay. It's coming out next year. They're saying March, rumor is. But they should have showed at least gameplay. Even like, I'm not asking for a long-ass demo. I'm saying 5 minutes. Hey.
I think they pair up with either Microsoft or Sony, or they show their exhibit at one of those conferences instead.
So you think Mass Effect PSX?
Yeah, something like that. Or even during the PlayStation conference. Or the Xbox conference, since that's where it came out first, was Mass Effect on Xbox 360. So, you know, I think that what they need to do is partner up with Sony and Microsoft to enhance their conference instead of trying to outdo them in their own conference.
They completely just bombed.
You get what I'm saying? I think that
agree.
would generate more interest for what EA is doing than them doing their own conference, because their own conference doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it needs to, because fucking if you play a sports game, it's going to be an EA sports game.
Unless it's 2K.
Unless it's 2K.
Yeah.
You know, but generally if you play a sports game, it's going to be an EA sports game. So they don't really
The Madden NHL.
you know, they don't need to generate interest in terms of revenue, but they do need to generate interest on the other fronts, and the way to do that, I think, is through the developers conference or the console makers conferences.
Sounds good.
Yep.
That's how I feel. I don't know. I mean, I can appreciate your point of view. Like, oh well, they just need to smarten up and step it up. I don't know if they're capable of that, because they're so vast and they have their hands in so many pots. I don't think they can focus on E3 the way that it needs to be focused on, whereas everybody else kind of can, right?
Yeah.
Microsoft has an entire division dedicated to gaming. Sony has an entire division dedicated to gaming. EA is all about games, but they have everyone is everywhere. And it's, you know, Madden, it's
They rely on their franchises when it should be more of here's what's new, here's
yeah,
what's
exactly.
interesting.
But everybody's working on everything, right? Like I can imagine at EA, like you're not just working on a sports game. You're working on a sports game, and you're trying to implement the same kind of engine into Mass Effect, and then you're trying to utilize that engine in Titanfall. You know, like you're like, oh, here's the engine. There's one guy building an engine for all their games, and then there's other guys that are like, okay, how do I use this engine and blah blah blah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something along those lines. But I don't know. I think EA needs to just bow out and just start.
For at least a year. So it would be like a Ubisoft thing where they're taking a break from Assassin's Creed. EA needs to take a break from E3.
Yeah, and watch it. Watch E3. Look at it. See what's successful. See what gets.
See what is successful.
You know what I'm saying? See what works and what doesn't work, and don't do anything you usually do.
Got a couple of good points. So.
If you didn't know, this is the greatest games cast in all of Albion, all of Tamriel, and all of the past, present, future locations. It's Skyrim.
I know.
Okay.
I like that.
Elder Scrolls.
But why would you say Albion? It's dead. Fable's dead.
Doesn't matter. It still holds a place in my heart, where it lives on.
Did you beat those
forever
games?
and ever? Yeah, actually I did.
Oh, good for you.
I did.
I'm proud of you. Proud of you.
And all the past, present, and future locations. And the shitty, not so shitty, why did you show the movie at E3? Assassin's Creed series. We're three friends who come to you every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday. It does work.
You're welcome.
With the Games Cast. We also bring you live, or not live, special Twitches on Tuesdays and Thursdays. From time to time, we bring you special live streams like we did recently with the E3.
All on this channel.
All on this channel.
Pre and post.
Pre and
shows
post shows.
And conference in there.
And the conference in their entirety, which we're getting copyright claims on every single day.
Motherfuckers. Knock it off.
And on Sunday, we bring you the greatest news in gaming, or the newest news, I should say. Not the greatest, but the newest.
It is greatest.
It's the greatest because we give it to you, but it's the newest also.
Especially this week with EA.
Especially this week with EA.
E3.
E3, EA,
Come
E3.
on.
You son of a bitch.
I don't know
I feel
if
like
you-
Bugs Bunny and Donald Duck right now.
That's not our relationship? I thought it was.
And we simulcast that live on blogtalkradio.com/fillingthevoidrn.
Where you can call in.
And where you can call in. And on youtube.com/improvgaming, where you can share out your thoughts in our comments section.
Live. And we will
Live.
answer
And we will answer.
if we feel up to it.
If we feel up to it.
Yep.
If that sounds like something you can get behind, something that you love, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share our beautiful faces with your beautiful friends. And now, on to the topic at hand.
My honorable mention is the Xbox controllers. Let me tell you something. My honorable mention, it's not a category, I just want to point out, I really did like the Xbox being able to design your own controllers. And for
Knew it.
$80, and then for an extra 10 you can engrave it. Very cool. I just want to throw it out. Honorable mention. So definitely something cool for people who like that kind of stuff.
Me,
I actually
think
may.
it's stupid.
I think it's stupid. But you're here for the best of. You're here for all the stuff you want to know. What is Improv Gaming's best press conference?
Third show demo.
What is our best game of the year.
Oh,
Or game of
okay.
show. What is our best trailer? What is our best indie game? What is our best surprise? We're gonna start off with demo though, because that's what we do here.
I'm sorry, sir. This is my show. You don't host my show.
I'm
sir.
not hosting. I'm Nick weighing into the
You just
show.
got put in your place.
I'm Nick weighing into your demo.
This is what we're gonna do.
Everything Pete said, but I'm gonna repeat.
Everything Pete said, but we're gonna start with demos. No demos. We got a pretty good amount of demos. This
You had God
E3.
of War. You had Wasteland.
Scalebound.
Wildlands.
Wildlands. You had Horizon. You had
Steep.
You had Steep. That's true. You had Infinite Warfare. You had Days Gone. You had Zero Dawn, For
Full-blown-
Honor. You had Star Trek Bridge Crew, Watch Dogs 2,
Eagle Flight.
Eagle Flight.
Full demos for Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I mean South Park. You had some demo of the of the actual gameplay. So a lot of titles here that we had some demos on. Minecraft, you had some demos on.
No one cares.
Recore a little bit, but not a demo. It was like a little gameplay, but not a full-fledged demo. So
What we do here, just so they know, is a runner-up. We say our runner-up, and then we give our winner of the best in whatever we're talking about.
yes.
So the runner-up, the demo, and then the winner of the demo is.
So the runner-up for demos. Horizon Zero Dawn.
What?
What?
Boom.
What? So
Wasn't that our
cinematic?
game of the show last year?
That was game of the show last year.
Yep.
But in terms of demo, they gave us something new. They didn't give us something old. They gave us new concepts, new ways to play. They gave us the heads-up display and what it tells you about characters that you're dealing with. It gave you a glimpse at what kind of
Hacking.
NPCs would be inside of the game, the abilities that she has, what her staff can do.
The hacking of
Yeah.
A lot of
Elemental,
Mounts.
how elemental damage works in the game.
A lot of story building on who is this character exactly. Why do they call her a
Exactly.
goddess and everything? That's my point.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff that we saw that we didn't see before. A lot of times before, all we saw was like, this is how she moves. This is how she utilizes this weapon. This is how she can, you know what I'm saying? This is how she can fight this character. But now we're seeing like multiple characters. We're seeing two things coming at her. She attacks one of them, takes stuff out of, kind of scrapes for stuff, and then like fights that character while thwarting off another one. Then going to fucking hack a mount, and then running up to a third enemy,
Bigger beast.
a bigger third enemy that she has to kind of figure out what it is and then destroy it.
Absolutely.
Loved it.
Agreed, runner-up.
And
What is our winner, Mr. Bird?
Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Whoo, was
Ghost
that a
Recon-
beautiful demo?
Oh my god, that was so beautiful.
Ow, ow! Just from like how it's the co-op play, how you can have the 4 players doing different things at different times, how you get to work in as a team, how well the drive mechanics are, the physics mechanics, and how like the destructible environments, the chain reactions with the destructible environments. Just an all-around amazing demo. Like last year we got just a little trailer and then they show the Ghost Recon mask and that was it. This year they just said, here's the game. Did it get a release date? I'm a little...
March 17th,
Gets a release date.
2017.
Gets a release date. Game looks absolutely amazing for a demo.
Absolutely fantastic. Something you want to play with your friends. I said before on Monday's episode, it's like Siege, but bigger. It's 1,000 times
Well,
bigger.
one of the biggest points that I want to say about Wildlands is that they demonstrated something that nobody else is demonstrating. Heart shots kill.
Yep.
You don't have to just rely on headshots. Looks like heart shots kill. You know, it's very specific at the body, where it is that you hit the body. And I saw a lot of shooting that was body related. It didn't have to be headshots. You don't have to rely on the headshots. I saw him shoot somebody in the chest, and the guy just went down.
Yep.
Slowly, not like a headshot where he would just fly back. It was like poof,
Down. Yep.
done. Right, like mimicking the death of a heart shot, which is you bleed out, you start to lose consciousness, and then
You're done.
So that is our best winner for demo. Goes to, like we said,
Wildlands.
Wildlands, with the runner-up being Horizon.
runner-up Horizons.
Both very great games.
Next topic. which is independent of this topic.
Yep.
Best indie.
Is best
Let's
indie.
show.
Yep.
Runner up.
Was
Jay.
Trials of the Blood Dragon.
Trials of the Blood
Blood
Dragon. Two indie developers merging into one and or coming together and making one game out of the
Making
two.
a baby.
Making a baby.
A very sexy baby.
A very, very sexy baby. It's interesting because you have that kind of like old style Contra feel to it, but at the same time you've got that trick shooting of Trials put into it. So it's very interesting to see like this collaboration of event where you've got two games that seem completely unrelated actually becoming one game.
Hey, and guess what? There's a Let's Play on the channel. We're coming on the channel soon. So Trials runner-up. What is our winner?
Winner is We Happy Few.
Oh, we are a happy few.
Oh my god.
A sleeper of an indie game, which they could have just shown the trailer and then just tossed aside, but they actually showed a little bit of gameplay in it and it's a different take on a what did you call it, Nick? A simulator game?
I don't know if it's a simulator game because the guy grabbed the pipe and a
You thought
weapon
it was
and ready to
you thought it
go.
was a first person sim, and
Yeah.
it's like you're actually going rogue in this world where you take the joy pills to be happy all the time, and now it's like all this weird shit just
This
happened.
feels like a rehashing, and I'm saying this in a positive way, of BioShock.
Absolutely.
It
Yeah.
feels like
This is the indie of Bioshock.
This is the indie of BioShock when BioShock was kind of came out of nowhere. But this looks like it's going to be a nice little like homage to BioShock. It'll be interesting. It'll be fun to play, and you'll be able to delve yourself into a new mythos in a sense of like a new society and what it is that they're doing, and it's one of those situations where at this certain juncture in life or in this certain juncture in history, the world split into a different thing, and suddenly I guess joy was invented. And instead of like progressing through time the way that we have, they progress through time a different way, which is very BioShockish.
Love it.
Love it.
Just caught my intrigue. Probably about when he starts tweaking out. Like, she's like, "Did you take your joy? Take one of mine." And he smacks it out of her hand. And then it's like, "Oh, do the pinata." And then it's just pinata to the rat. And it's just like, what the hell is going on here?
Yep. I thought it was a very interesting title. I thought it has its moments. And who wouldn't want to fight a bunch of Guy Foxes?
Love it.
So, best indie runner-up is Trials of the Blood Dragon. And
We Happy
winner
Few
is We
winner.
Happy Few.
Love
Moving on to trailers.
Yay, trailer.
The runner-up for the trailer is...
it. We do this every time.
We are. Pete?
Batman VR.
Batman VR.
Simple trailer, but just had so much powerful emotion and just effect for that VR.
My favorite part about this, and I'll say it again because I think we've said it before on this channel, is you're putting on a headset and essentially trying to take on the throne of being Batman. And the entire trailer is Joker mocking you for doing that. How are you going to put on a mask and think you can be something you're not? Like, that was fucking amazing. I'm sorry.
When you put on a mask, what's the point of taking it off?
I just thought it was absolutely astonishing. It was a well done trailer. Every aspect of it just felt really, really good.
I was laughing because when I'm sitting here, I'm watching, and all of a sudden you just hear the dark music, and all of a sudden you just hear him start talking, and my jaw just goes. My friend was like, the best camera girl in the world. She was like, your mouth is open that whole trailer. I'm like, that's one of the things I've always wanted. But runner-up was Batman Arkham VR.
Runner-up, Batman Arkham VR, and winner is Detroit.
Becoming Human.
Become Human. I thought.
Become Human.
I thought it was Become Human.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
Makers from Heavy Rain. They are Quantic Dream.
Yes.
Makers of Heavy Rain. Fantastic. I know the best camera girl in the business loved this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was a great trailer. It was interactive. It was all the different possibilities, all the different things. Does the guy fall with the girl? Does she not? Does he do?
They sanctioned. They made it a point to demonstrate that this game is all about choices, and And there are a vast amount of choices.
And every choice has a consequence.
And every choice has a very different consequence. So hopefully, or I'm hoping that this game is going to end up a lot like Mass Effect was supposed to be, where the end game could be vastly different for everybody. But judging from Heavy Rain, we already know this to be the case. There's like 3,000 endings to Heavy Rain.
Like,
so
to go off that point, like you said, it shows the first result of the situation, and then it just says it could have been different. You solve crime, do this, that, and then it just spider webs into I wouldn't say an infinite, but a lot of
there
different.
was at least like 30 on the screen.
Yeah, I was just like,
different,
whoa.
Different outcomes on the screen.
Yeah.
So runner-up, Batman VR. Winner,
Detroit.
Moving on.
Beautiful.
Detroit become human, to be clear.
Yep.
The biggest surprise of E3. And I can't wait to talk about the winner. But before we get to the winner, who is the runner-up?
This may surprise you, actually.
Kojima.
Ooh.
Kojima. Now, it's kind of weird, right? Because as a group, we all knew that Kojima was going to be at the Sony press conference.
Yes.
I didn't.
We pretty
knew.
much
2 out of 3.
pretty much knew. But the reason that this is a surprise is because he actually showed up.
Which is not like him.
It's not like him to show up at a conference, so that's why the surprise. And then, if you look at the audience, the shock was all over their face.
They
that
were
this
getting
guy was
close to
here.
the stage with their
Yeah.
phones out, taking pictures that holy shit he actually showed up.
So everybody was absolutely surprised that he was going to show up. We, on the other hand, were not.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah, you and I were like, of course he showed up because the only partner he has right now is Sony. Like he has.
And of course, everybody wants him to be there and at least say something.
And we need something from you. We need something from you. What are you doing? What are you doing now that Metal Gear has been snatched out of your hands? In true Kojima fashion, he gave us something that we're not quite sure of.
We're interested, but we're like,
Norman
what the-
Reedus giving birth to a baby with crab people.
We have no idea what's going on, and there's 5 floating bodies somewhere in the distance above the waterline. It was just like, I want to make something that will completely have people asking, what the fuck did I just see? And that's what he did. I want a trailer that says, what the fuck is going on? And that's pretty much his thing. Like
That's what I was saying to you. I was like, oh, it's Kojima.
Yep, that's how he does it. He does. What the fuck is going on?
Look at Metal Gear Solid 5 when the whale came over and you're just like, what is going on? Why is there a whale in Metal Gear? Absolute Kojima. But the winner,
is.
I'm very excited for this.
It's all you, baby.
It is
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
I fucking love this game. I fucking love this game. And seeing, even though it was a 2-minute demo, and we were talking about doing it for a demo, but it was a surprise. Because this demo blew us out of the water. Literally with the pirate theme.
Yep.
Thank you.
But no, just
pun intended.
showing these, even if they're, acting or whatever, or real people and real, just to see like, hey, direct me. Oh, I'm looking at the water. Shut up. I can't see because
Wait, you forgot
I'm
me.
drinking.
Hey, guys, we're sinking.
We're sinking.
Like all of that just was so like. Engaging.
Oh, we're chugging. Well, I could walk a better straight line if I was actually walking.
The difference between Sea of Thieves and Star Trek Bridge Crew is that you're not just on the bridge. You're like, as a team, you guys are sailing a pirate ship, and you guys have to do everything that it takes to be pirates, which means firing, pillaging, drinking, hanging out on beaches.
You get some wenches in this game, and you got me sold.
Hoisting up the flags, pulling down,
Climbing up,
Raise the
yeah.
anchor. Raise the anchor.
Battles where you have to repair the ship.
Everything has to be a team effort, and that's how pirate ships are. You can't just be one person running a pirate ship.
Doesn't happen that way.
So that's the biggest surprise in that was like, this game is so in depth and there's so much to do. Like it's gonna be. I think this is like the Rocket League of the next year.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for release date.
I cannot wait. I knew going in it was going to be great, and it's delivered so much. And I urge you to watch the E3 gameplay demo. Absolutely fantastic. So Kojima, being on stage at Sony's press conference, runner-up.
Surprise.
Sea of Thieves, winner for this best surprise.
Next, we go on to best press conference.
This was a
This was very difficult.
This was a doozy.
This was
EA winner. No, just
Fuck out of here.
This was a very difficult decision.
let me just say we were between three. Three really stood out for us.
Yes.
He's a little sore about it.
No, I'm not. Nintendo was the runner-up. For fans who have been with us, you know what that means.
Yes.
So we're not going to say the third person.
Because they weren't even the runner-up this year.
Yep.
No.
No, they weren't.
No. Quite the opposite this year.
Quite the opposite. Well,
So-
not necessarily quite the
Nah,
opposite.
third place.
Third place isn't quite the opposite.
No, but I'm saying for what we have.
Oh, yes.
So the begin is runner-up,
Runner-up,
Jeremy Bird.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
From scraping near the bottom of the barrel to second place.
Yeah.
Well
now,
done.
When we saw this conference, originally Jeremy and I were like, "Oh my God, this is the best one. We're fucking giving this one conference
And
of
even
the
did
year."
I said,
And then
yeah,
it
great.
just
Conference of
starts.
the year.
And I said that they either, and I stand by it, Ubisoft either brings their A game and is on point, or they fail miserably.
Yes.
And this was on point.
This
And
was on
then
point.
keeps our interest, love the games, what we're seeing, and then just keeps going on and on and on. And I'm like,
And there was a couple of
Jesus.
titles that we weren't interested in, a couple of titles that I wasn't interested in. So overall, great effort. They brought their A game, but unfortunately, it was not enough to get the top position.
They showed demos, and a nice amount of demos.
Yes.
For example, Wildlands winning our demo. That was a nice, long, 15, 20-minute demo that just showed everything, and you were engaged the whole time. It wasn't like, oh, when is this going to end? Once it goes, it goes. You saw South Park, stuff with that.
Yep.
As it goes, it goes. Release dates. Just boom, boom, boom. Could they have shortened it? Of course. But you know what? Compared to...
They kept a nice pace throughout
the
it.
pace was
Yep.
great.
Yep. I mean, I was still looking at my watch, but that's just because I was up for 3 days straight. And
Of course.
I wanted to go to sleep.
But your winner,
Winner.
Prescott.
Mr. Nicholas.
Sony.
What?
Wow.
Didn't Sony suck last year?
Sony blew it last year. All right. Now I had the prediction last year that Sony was going to win press conference of the year.
You
the
said-
fans thought that Sony did a great job last year. We, on the other hand, did not agree. We thought Sony blew.
We thought
Terrible.
Nintendo was the runner-up.
We thought Nintendo was the runner-up, and now that there's a new E3, I will say it, Bethesda won last year. So
It's in 1 year in the making.
1 year
in the
later,
making.
now that we have new winners, I will admit it in celebration of this E3 that Bethesda did win
Nice.
last year. But
A
Sony,
spoiler for who's gonna win.
but Sony was on their
Knocked
game.
it.
You know, they started off really strong
With
right?
this orchestra.
With this orchestra
Yeah.
just playing, and we're sitting there like, what is this? What could it be? And then Pete and I just looked at each other, God of War. And then sure enough,
Kick the door running.
Kick the door running, and it's fucking Kratos with his new son, teaching him how to hunt, and awesome.
You see Sony Ben's game finally after fucking 5 years announced. And then a nice trailer at the end of the conference. You saw this amazing gameplay demo for people who like that, which is like, oh my god, what's happening?
You got Last Guardian release date. You got you got so much stuff. With
Yeah,
this
you
one.
got Last Guardian,
Resident
release
Evil
date,
7.
You got Horizon Zero Dawn. More information on that.
Crash Bandicoot remake of 1, 2, 3, and going into Skylanders.
A more in-depth look at Detroit Become Human, seeing what it's really about.
Spider-Man.
Batman VR.
Batman VR, seeing a
Exclusively.
lot of VR. 50+ games coming to VR on the PlayStation Sony side.
With the orchestra still playing.
Yeah, all of this with orchestra still playing.
You get Kojima. You get Spider-Man. Just.
And then you win my interest over on Call of Duty. How convenient that Call of Duty is now on Sony, and as a Sony fanboy, I now am a fan.
That's
This is a coming of age for you. So,
And then we get, I'm sorry, but not the best part of the conference, but we do get our Crash Bandicoot that we were promised last year with the t-shirt. And he even said, yeah, it's not a t-shirt this year, it's actually there.
I just
Yeah,
love
we
he walks
actually have
out
something.
on stage to the Crash Bandicoot beach and he has Crash in his shadow.
Yeah.
I just thought that's just a nice little touch.
absolutely fantastic. So, best press conference runner-up goes to Ubisoft, and winner goes to Sony. Let me just say, though, very honorable mention to Bethesda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Bethesda was
honorable.
absolute.
I mean,
Their place
they were
ain't
in the
bad.
fight. We were on the fence about all three of them, but
Bethesda,
this was,
of course, always going. But, this year, Sony and Ubisoft killed it. They killed
And
it.
I'll say this now, gentlemen. We did forget to mention we are on Patreon. If you become a patron of us, we'll show you the footage of us deciding which ones get what.
Yeah.
There
Hey, that
you
sounds
go.
like a great thing. Patreon.com/ImprovGamers.
These 3 idiots arguing about who should win.
Yep.
Finally, the The runner-up. Game of Show.
Game of
Those
Show.
two.
Gotta do it.
Runner-up.
The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Oh, he's just saying.
Finally! Oh my god, just pushing back this game 2 years in a row and then finally delivering with an amazing, amazing demo. Multiple hours worth of showing what you can do with this game from just how it is going linear to open world to the hunting and gathering, the combat, the outfits, the shrines. Just the fact that you can actually see classic Zelda things like Death Mountain, the Temple of
Taking out
Time.
trees. You can cut down trees and make them fucking pass. Absolutely fantastic.
But yeah, just for me, really what did it was the fact that they actually took Hyrule. You don't know what timeline it is. You might have the king as the old man in the game.
My
But-
prediction by Macer.
It's the fact that they took the world of Hyrule and expanded it and made it just ridiculous. Like taking classic roots, I was saying Death Mountain, the Temple of Time, and Castle Hyrule has some shit going on, which I'm wondering what that is.
You
And
heard it here
bringing-
first. March 20th, 2017. NX and Legend of Zelda coming out.
Okay, heard it here first. And the winner is God of War.
What a way to start, Sony.
Oh
Just,
my god. So
The orchestra, number one.
the orchestra
Setting the stage.
Yep.
throwing you off, right? You're like, what the fuck is this playing? Why is this going on? What are they doing? And then like the camera pans out and it looks like a boat. Like they're shaped like a boat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's gotta be God of War. It's gotta be God of War. Then you hear the fucking like the music start to shift and we're like, it's definitely God of War.
Curtain goes up,
Curtain
they go
goes
into
up.
the footage, you see the son walking around and you hear just this voice. You're not quite sure. Take the knife. Take your mother's knife. It's yours now.
Yeah.
And then he looks
Take
at
the
it,
knife.
and
It
then
was your mother's.
and then you just see the sun turns and comes out of shadow. Is Kratos still look like a badass, probably at 300 years
Beard.
old.
He's got
Just
the beard, he's got the wrinkles, he's been through some shit, he's fucking given up on his past life. The man is defeated. He's just trying to raise his son.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, let's talk about this too. Santa Monica was known of making a God of War.
Yep.
But of course, in Sony fashion, hey, here's a teaser. Here's this, you know. Oh,
Yeah,
Final
yeah.
Fantasy remake's coming. Hey, you know. Hey, here's
Didn't
the
hear any
trailer.
of
Here's a
that, though.
teaser. Here's all this stuff. You come out of the gate with a gameplay. No release date. Not surprising.
Yeah.
I'm definitely banking on fall 2017. Definitely going to be a fall 2017.
But they came out with
Yep.
gameplay, which means that the game is ready to go.
Yep.
Yep.
It's gearing ready to go. So all they have to really do is like design it, make it more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Even if all the gameplay was just this part, they still have a lot of the framework in place to make the rest of it
I
fucking
love.
fantastic.
Speaking of gameplay, they took the older gameplay and they redefined. Sorry, they rebuilt the whole fighting mechanics,
Absolutely.
which I
Yes.
love. Like I said this in our reaction video, the Sony conference. I said it. Instead of going with the two blades, swinging them around, swinging them like a chain, you now have the friggin' Asgardian axe, and now it's like you can throw that weapon away and just
and
start.
just stuck to
And what I love the most is you throw the weapon away and you throw down with your fist.
And
Yeah,
you
All
just
the
saw
thing.
his jaw breaking, his
Yeah, you
bones
saw
cracking.
everything just
Absolutely
cracking
fantastic.
and breaking, and I mean, it was still as brutal as it's always been. It was still as good looking
Yeah,
as
beautiful.
it's been. So I'm absolutely astonished. I like that they scaled up Kratos a little bit, so that then you're closer to him.
Yep.
And that it feels like a full figure as opposed to him being very far away
Mm-hmm.
traditionally.
I also like, and a lot of fans of the game say, you know, Kratos, he's just always angry. He's always yelling.
He's showing compassion
and
for
he
once.
shows compassion with
Yes.
the child, you know.
Yes.
Not very much by going to put his hand, but then calls back. But he's like, you know what? He goes, you know, just go.
Just the
get that
simple
kid."
act of taking him out on a hunting trip
Yeah.
shows compassion. Like he's, you know, I genuinely, you heard it here first. Kratos is not the main character of this game.
You don't think?
I don't think so.
You think it's the boy?
I think it's the boy. I think what we saw was a prologue to what's going to happen. Just like in Metal Gear Solid, the prologue was the ship. Metal Gear Solid 2, the prologue was the ship, but the character that you played as the main character was Raiden. I feel like that is what's going to happen with God of War. You heard it here first.
I could actually get behind that. Because think about it. So basically, say the prologue, he teaches you.
Kid of War.
No, just think about it. I could see it as you do the prologue, like you said, all this shit goes down. Then, like, you're really making a bond with your father, even though he's a hard ass. And all of a sudden, I can just see something happen. Kratos dies, and then literally you see the ashes transfer from Kratos to the sun. Just as a little thing. And then literally, then you just do like a quick montage of the kid growing up, and then literally he finds a new friend or something, and then you just hear him start talking like Kratos, like just bitter, angry, just a little new,
Yep.
full-grown bastard ass
My
fucking
parents
kid.
died when I was young.
My father.
My father during a hunting trip.
Died.
Where Odin came down and like I could see that. You know
That
what I'm
would be
saying?
fucking
Like that
awesome.
would be fucking.
Because you'll get
Odin
it.
revenge
There's,
Zeus.
I would like to see how they do the dynamic between Odin, Thor, and Loki in this, right? Because you're gonna see them. You have to. They're the Asgardian gods.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see what's gonna happen. I would love to see how they do that.
I would just laugh if say that they took Zeus's face and modeled it onto Odin's face, and Kratos is just like,
So, Gamer
Just a
Show
little
runner-up
throwback,
was
but-
Zelda.
yep, makes me happy finally.
Winner of the Gamer Show, God
God
of
of
War.
God of War.
Not God of War 4, God,
God
of
of
War.
War.
I still like would have God of War Valhalla with IV as the.
That would have been cool.
But would you? Let me ask you something. Would you say it's a new start on the series, or is it a?
I don't know. I'm
I'm trying to figure it out. 'Cause a lot of people.
Kratos still has the ash. He still has the red stripe,
he
which
still has the
means
scar
to
in his
me,
chest.
It's a
which means to
continuation.
me it's a continuation.
He's older.
Because he's older. It means it's a continuation because Kratos does not have the ash unless his family dies. He does not have the blood streak unless his family dies. That's stuff that does not happen unless his family
Unless they
dies.
pull an infamous second son.
Yeah, unless they pull an
But-
infamous second son and all
But then
of
it
a sudden,
doesn't make no damn sense. But
what do you mean it doesn't make any sense?
that
oh,
he
where
had the Grecian ash and the markings of Sparta, it doesn't make a damn sense.
if it's a reboot, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So it can't be a reboot.
That's
it has
what
to be a
I was watching
continuation.
Twitter today, and just people were throwing out God of War reboot, God of War. I'm like, it's not a reboot. He's old. He said, "Fuck the Grecian beard. I'm growing my fucking big burly Viking beard. Let's do
Yeah.
this."
Yeah,
That's you look at it. The
it's-
Grecian beard is very clean cut and everything.
he's older, and I can imagine that during this hunting trip, he's gonna tell you stories about his past, and then you'll find out that, or when something goes down, the son will ask the father, "Why are these people after you?" And he's gonna explain why they're after them because he might have
I would love
a
it-
clue, and then he dies, and then the son has to.
I would
take
love it
off.
if the son says, like, he's telling the story and he goes, "So why has the world changed since your time?" He goes, "Because I changed it." I would just love them to say,
Because I changed it, my son.
I would love just love to
I
hear
bet
that
you
shit.
now. So, that's it.
But I
That's-
did look at one last thing. I did look at the pictures of Kratos, like in depth, and he does have that big sword slash
Does
from
he?
the Blade of Olympus.
It was covered up, so you couldn't.
like
Really
you couldn't see it, but
what
I
was
actually
going on
went in
there.
and looked at multiple pictures, and it's kind of hidden. But the sash goes like this, but you
So
can see the
it's a
top, of it,
continuation. It's not a reboot. It's not a reboot. It's a continuation.
which I love. Just pick it up where because a lot of games, like I said in our video, a lot of games will rename the fourth game. Like
Yes.
this, the original, just restart it all. God of War Valhalla. There you go.
Yep. Well, thank you for joining us on this, our post E3 week.
Yep.
Our best of episode.
Best of episode.
Check out the worst of E3 and the good stuff from E E3.
Yep.
Yep. Check that all out on Improv on youtube.com/improv
Oh,
gaming.
Oh, Lord.
I
Also,
will.
if you ever want to see the conferences, they're right here too,
They're-
as along with a pre and post show with us.
And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
fuck that shit.
it's my keys. Oh, sorry.
I'll take them though. I've always done this.